Morning everyone. Today you're going to be writing the ending to your Octopody narratives, which I'm sure you're all really looking forward to. A lot of the feedback I've had has been how much you've enjoyed writing these stories. But before you go on and do that, you're going to be learning about action sequences. So what's an action sequence? Okay, so we can use action sequences to improve the tension of our writing, okay? To get some pace into it. I'm always saying about pace, and this is a really good way of getting that into your writing. So to do this, we have to consider 3 or 4 pieces of action that we combine into one sequenced sentence. Okay? Now, to do the explanation, it's probably easier actually to show you rather than try to explain. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the outcome first, the final thing. So because I've been working and the work I've done has been from the driver's point of view, I'm going to carry on in that vein, and I'm going to look at the bit where the van dives into the sea. So that's my outcome, and I'm just going to jot that down here. I'm going to do it right at the bottom because I'm going to do some writing on my flip chart today. So the van dives into the sea. We're going to build on this. So we're going to rewind the action from there and just build up 3 or 4 key things that get us to that point. So immediately before that, if I remember correctly, it crashes through the wall. Okay? Before that, can anybody remember? That's it. Bounces down the steps. And that's 3. I'm going to go for 1 more. I'm going to be ambitious. Okay? The one before that is all of a sudden it starts accelerating, doesn't it? So we've got 4 key pieces of action there that we're going to turn into a really fantastic action sequence. One sentence that packs in the action. Okay? Now, it's really important the vocabulary that you choose in these sentences, particularly adverbs and adverbials, because everything we can use to imply pace is going to keep our reader really engaged. Think about the impact all your writing has on the reader. I've got too many pens here, haven't lost them today though. And it's also good to get some figurative language in. So I could just start off saying the van accelerated and this happened, but that's not going to have the effect that I want it to have. Now, because I'm looking for pace, I'm going to start off with a really good adverbial. Suddenly. And because it's a fronted adverbial, I'm always going to use my comma. Right, the car or the van accelerates. Well, it's true, it's what's happening, but actually I think I can make that a bit better. I'm going to say it rushed forward, it surged forwards. Let's get an adverbial in there to really compound that impact. At an alarming pace. Okay? Suddenly, the car surged forwards at an alarming pace. Then it went down the stairs. No. It didn't just go down the stairs, did it? It kind of was bumping all over the place. So it bumped down the stairs. Do you remember when you were little and you used to send your toys down the stairs and they'd crash everywhere and bounce off the sides? And your mum would probably shout. My children did it. I'm sure I did it as well. So I'm going to say clattering like a child's toy. remember my apostrophe because it's the toy of a child. And my comma there, because this is parenthesis, this is additional information, isn't it, to my main clause. Clattering like a child's toy down the, I could just put steps, bit more description, the stone steps. So let's read that. Suddenly the car surged forwards at an alarming pace, clattering like a child's toy down the stone steps. We've still got 2 more pieces of action. Okay. It went through the wall. It crashed through the wall. Doesn't sound too exciting. What about it burst through the wall? Let's have some explosion in there, okay? So, before bursting through, remember, get the right through, we're not throwing, bursting through the wall. Which wall is it? Let's get description in as well of the cliff top village. Hyphen, because it's a cliff top. Cliff top village and diving into the sea would be a little bit of an anticlimax, wouldn't it? So, for bursting through the wall of the cliff top village and down into, I could just put down into the sea, but I want to use a bit of personification here. So the whole story is that the octopus is being taken away, presumably, sadly, to be eaten. Okay, so I want to get something to do with food, eating, something to do with that into this sentence. So I'm going to personify the sea a little bit, and I'm going to say, rather than saying into the sea, I'm going to say into the ravenous waves, okay? They're starving, and the ravenous waves that gnashed, you know, in your teeth, okay, that gnashed and growled. Your stomach can growl, can't it, when you're really hungry? Bursting through the wall of the cliff-top village and down into the ravenous waves that gnashed and growled beneath it, because we're talking about the wall. Okay, let's check, because it is a long sentence. Let's check that that makes sense, because I miss words out sometimes. Suddenly, the car surged forwards at an alarming pace, clattering like a child's toy down the stone steps before bursting through the wall of the cliff-top village and down into the ravenous waves that gnashed and growled beneath it. I'm happy with that. What do you think? I'm looking for an adventure sequence in your pieces of writing, okay? I'm looking for at least one today. There's a challenge for you. You can rise to it. It really helps to work backwards. Pick a key piece of action and then have 3 or 4 in your build-up. Try not to use and. If you notice, I've got 1 and. Always try to have 1 maximum and in a sentence. Look how I've linked. I've used parenthesis, clattering like a child's toy down the stone steps. Before, okay, so we've got preposition of time there, before bursting through the wall of the cliff-top village. Okay, they're quite tricky. It is a challenge, but you can do it. So, where are we writing? Let's think about this. So from the end of yesterday's writing, obviously you're going to continue. If you're writing from the driver's point of view, he does have rather an unfortunate ending when he crashes into the sea. Slightly ironic, okay? Or if you're writing from the point of view of either of the octopuses, really, you get to the point where they've escaped the clutches of this driver and they're captured by a seagull. Okay, so depending on whose point of view you are writing from will be where your story finishes. Remember, the octopuses can't see what happens to the van and the driver can't see what happens to the octopuses. Okay, not just an action sequence, I also need you to focus on all the other things that we have been learning. So your sequence of events, character emotions, showing, not telling, range of sentence starters. Don't forget the dad waivers document to give you a hand if you can't remember. You might want to put some more pathetic fallacy in. I'm not quite sure how you feel about that, but I would definitely want one action sequence somewhere in this last bit of writing. Okay, have fun with it. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.